Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to our 14th Christmas update. So here we go again, time for another Christmas update. We are really getting through them now, and it won't be too much longer, I don't think, maybe another week or so. Won't be too much longer before Christmas is within the time frame of the extended GFS. So yeah, we will soon be discarding the CFS V2, I think, and just using the GFS, but got a couple more updates with the long-range CFS, and then we will leave that one off, and we'll just be concentrating on GFS data. So, I shall get on with a 14th Christmas update for you in a moment. Just to say, it's been a busy day at GavsWeatherVids today, as is every day these days. So, the first video release was the December forecast, and we had a 10 to 14 day video update as well. So yeah, been a busy old day to GavsWeatherVids, as well as a weekend forecast too. So, check out all of the content if you have not yet done so. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, so with Christmas updates, of course, the storyline is that most of the updates early on were cold. We had some extremely cold updates as well. Updates 5, 7, and 9 will be remembered as all-time classics. I think lately, the Christmas updates have been nowhere near as cold or wintry. So, you know, it's getting closer, and we have lost that idea of a very cold Christmas to some degree. But we shall see what the 14th update has to say. Will it bring it back? You'll find out in a moment. Thank you so much to Richard for the amazing Christmas updates gift. If that doesn't get you in the mood for Christmas, I don't know what will. It's going to be quite late when you're watching this, after 8 o'clock, so get yourself a mince pie and maybe a glass of mulled wine and enjoy. Right, so I'm going to move over to the CFS V2 at Metro Service, CFS V2 9-monthly forecast, midday run. We always try and use the 12Z whenever we can. So this is it then. We're beginning on the 15th of December. Of course, we're getting ever closer to Christmas, which means our time frame is narrowing down. So when I started these updates, we was beginning this at like the beginning of December, but we're already there now, aren't we? So we're starting off in the middle of December. Now from the CFS V2 9-month forecast. 12Z run. Let's have a look then. So, mid-December, we are bringing low pressure to our north and west and pushing up like a mild or a very mild southwesterly winds. So, into the second half of December, we're looking westerly, and we're looking pretty mild here as we're coming up towards the 20th of December. High pressure is building. High pressure is building here over and to the east of the country. It's trying to get itself up towards Scandinavia. I do not know what this is going to show, by the way. I'm discovering this with all of you. I have no idea what this is going to show. So 19th of December, we've got low pressure out to our west, we've got high pressure to our east, we're bringing up like a slack southerly southeasterly flow, probably technically mild, but could be bringing in some frost and fog. Now it looks like this high pressure is going to have a go at getting to Scandinavia, so this is interesting. We're moving up towards around the 20th, 21st of December, we're having a really good go at getting this high to Scandinavia. It's not quite coming off, but it is pulling in like a cold southeasterly flow from up the continent, so that would be turning cold and frosty there. Cold and frosty with the GFS, with the CFS 12Z as we're running up towards Christmas. This is the eve of Christmas Eve. Turning a little bit milder there for Scotland. So northern and west Scotland turning a bit milder. England and Wales looking mostly dry, cold, and frosty. That's Christmas Eve itself. Again, under high pressure. So mostly dry, cold, frosty. It's not that far away from Scandinavian high, this. But just a little bit too far south. But it is like a slack flow, so you expect frost and fog there. Frost and fog for Christmas Eve. Beyond Christmas Eve to Christmas Day, we start to re-establish a milder southwesterly flow as the ridge begins to collapse a little bit to our south beach. So Christmas Day turns milder, have a cold Christmas Eve with frost and fog. Christmas Day bringing cloud and rain in from off the Atlantic on a strengthening southwesterly wind. So a mild Christmas Day, probably mostly dry down in the south, cloud and rain up in the north. That's Boxing Day, again looking mild for Boxing Day, winds in from the southwest, low pressure to the north of Scotland, bring cloud and outbreaks of rain, and again we've got quite a strong southwesterly wind there for Boxing Day. So a cold Christmas Eve, but a mild Christmas Day and Boxing Day. No getting away from the fact that this 14th Christmas update is a mild Christmas update indeed. Moving out beyond Boxing Day to 27th, 28th December, low pressure is starting to come in from off the Atlantic, so this is beginning to turn more mobile. We're beginning to turn wetter and windier as we move between the period of Christmas to New Year. New Year's Eve is looking mild as well, with high pressure to our south. Low pressure is to our northwest. In come those southwesterly winds. So yes, a mild New Year as well being forecast here. Mainly dry again for England and Wales. Could see a return of frost and fog as we go from New Year's Day to the 2nd of January. Might be some frost and fog coming back, but the main issue again is that it's basically mild with this, particularly so for more northern and western parts of the country. I'll just run you on through the first half of January, see if we ever get any cold weather. Let's have a look, see what happens through the early part of 2021. So again, the high pressure's having a go again to Scandinavia, but there's too much energy in the Atlantic through the opening days of January to allow any easy in. However, we might be seeing the Atlantic easing off the gas there. So as we go into the opening day or the first week of January, then now we are into a much colder pattern. So we're beyond Christmas. Look at this, beyond Christmas, and in come those cold easterlies, beasts from the east in January, with high pressure over Scandinavia, bitterly cold air coming in from the east, along with a lot of snow driving in from the east as well. So around the 7th, 8th of January, 6th, 7th, 8th January, winter is unleashed, a bitter easterly, and that brings snow into southern and eastern parts of the country. It looks like this cold weather is entrenched as well on this CFS-V2 run. So as we go on beyond sort of the second week of January to the middle part of the month, it stays cold. Looks like we're going to get another change though. So we come to the middle of January and the mild westerlies are coming back in, turning much milder, wetter, windier and stormy as we go on into the second half of January. But there is a little bit of winter in there. There is a easterly that happens in the first week of January. Back into cold weather again, actually. So we go cold again. This time more from the north, though, as we go through the third week of January. So yeah, I mean, that's quite entertaining. That's quite an entertaining run from the CFS, but mild for the days of Christmas, and then winter bites as we go into January. Let's just have a look at the extended GFS control run as well. So we'll see what that's showing. We're beginning on the 20th of December here, with low pressure to our north and west, bringing in like a westerly flow. Let's see what the extended GFS is going to do today. So we move on beyond that up towards Christmas, and we're keeping it pretty flat. Weather staying pretty flat here as we move into the eve of Christmas Eve, and then on into Christmas Eve itself, with low pressure diving in from the north. And as that low pressure comes in from the north, it starts to tuck in colder air from the north as well. So a little bit of a cold snap here on Christmas Eve. Low pressure dives through the country, could bring rain, could bring some snow to the north. I mean, as wind turns into the north and the northeast, it starts to turn colder. So at odds with the CFS 9 monthly, this is showing like quite a cold Christmas Day. Although very quickly that northerly is cut off and we begin to revert back into a milder westerly. But nevertheless, like, that is quite a cold Christmas Day. And there could be some snow showers for more northern and eastern parts of the country from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day. Boxing Day sees high pressure building in from the southwest, wind a milder air mass, a wind coming around the top of that high is from the west to the southwest. So that is turning milder as we get into Boxing Day. And then on into the latter part of December, we keep high pressure centre very close to the country, so quite a lot of dry weather as we go into the last stages of December up towards the new year. Pretty mild as well for the new year. Winds are back in from the west, so yeah, the CFS control run is also going for quite a mild new year. I'll run you on through the opening days of January, and increasingly storming on this GFS control run through the first week of January. Wet, windy and stormy. Maybe hints of a return of a polar vortex of doom. What do we think of these blues and purples in the northern latitudes? Could be the polar vortex of doom coming back. A very, very poor run, that, for anybody who wants cold weather. Although there is a slight little transient cold snap around Christmas Day, but really that's very poor with the GFS extended. But CFS much more interesting though for the first week of January, with proper beast from the east conditions there. We shall see. Right, that's it for your 14th Christmas update. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Next Christmas update will be coming up for you on Monday. Tomorrow we're going to have just a regular 10 to 14 day, just what we would normally do on a normal weekday. No long range update tomorrow. And we will be live streaming though from 6 o'clock in the evening. So I shall see you then. For this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.